Welcome down to Paultons Park, and it's the last November weekend before Christmas kicks in, so I'm hoping it'll be fairly quiet to get some rides in on Storm Chaser and Cyclonator and of course Ghostly Manor. So we're just going to bring you along for the ride. It opens for Christmas next week in terms of the Lost Kingdom will reopen, and the park is pretty much fully open then going over the Christmas period. There'll be shows and various other bits and some beautiful decorations going on as well. But today is about getting on the rides, and the reason I'm bringing you along for the journey today is quite honestly I'm trying out the new camera. So let's get on some rides and let's see what it looks like. The park are definitely in the Christmas spirit. As we can see, the tree is up down there. We've got all the decorations around here. I can't wait for the Christmas, can't wait to see the show. And it comes as no surprise that most people coming have headed down to Peppa Pig World. In fact, there's that Grandpa Pig with a Santa costume on. Can't say I watch it, to be honest, so I don't really know. However, I'm not here for the pig. I'm here really to do some laps on Storm Chaser while it's quiet, because I love it. We will go on Cyclonator as well, probably Farmyard Flyer, and definitely head round to Ghostly Manor. Another tree around the corner here. Yeah, it looks really good for Christmas, as we need to get ready to go. Goes without saying really that you start the day on Storm Chaser, because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I love the fact that on the last couple of days of November you can still come in and ride coasters, and there's quite a lot of parks this year in fairness that are really pushing the boat. Chesington obviously have Dragon's Fury open for the first time. I think it's the first time that Drayton have had the Wave open as well at Christmas, even though that's been there quite a long time too. So parks are definitely doing it, but obviously Paultons have been doing it for years, absolute years they've been doing it, and probably haven't had enough credit for leading it. And I have a feeling next year we'll also get Draken as well. And here we go with no one else in sight and no one else on the train. I have a whole train to myself on Storm Chaser. I can't ask for anything else really. And I mean, look, we did say that's going to dominate the skyline, and there it is, dominating the skyline. Oh, I can't wait for that. Can't wait to get on that and the veiled swing. But you know, we've got Storm Chaser first. Oh, we're going to be a bit unbalanced because, yeah, I'm the only one on it. And the good thing is, it doesn't really matter what time of day you ride this. It does obviously help when it's warmed up, but corners like this and then this helix down, oh, when you take it backward angle and then sides, oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Such an underrated ride, this one. You get a lovely spin on it. And as we head back round to the station, now I'm not going to take you on for every ride, but I do plan to do it a few times before getting off. You can't knock a couple of rides on Storm Chaser in the morning when you're the only one on it, just sitting at the front. I probably should have sat at the back, but I have a feeling I can probably go back on shortly. Now, once he cleans down Cyclonator, making it nice and dry, because it's been raining, I'm going to Farmyard Flyer. We do obviously have another one of these opening next year, exactly the same model, just mirrored at Chesington for Paw Patrol. But for me, this is the OG. And it's really well themed as well. I love the theme of this. I'll take you on board and then do Farmyard Flyer. Now, there is a family on the front row of this, so I have chosen to go back row for Farmyard Flyer. And this is a nice little coaster, this one. And it's a great starter coaster as well. You get a little pop of airtime here as you get pulled round sort of the chicane and back. And of course, as you'd expect, it is a 2-lap special as well. But yeah, I love the theming. You know, Tornado Springs is one of the better looking areas in the country. In fact, I'd probably argue it's the best looking area in the country. I know people want to go for Forbidden Valley, but I'm sorry, it just doesn't work for me. This is consistent. This has got everything you want. It's got a bit of variety as well. You know, from American Diner to the plane here, to obviously the storm chasing. It's just got a better story. Absolutely love it. Will Vikings change that? Well, we'll have to wait and see. It would be rude not to be the first person on Cyclonator today, wouldn't it? Do love this gyro swing. I think it is brilliant. It's Cyclonator, and it's Cyclonator at Christmas. That's how I'm going to see it. There's Christmas trees out, and I'm going to enjoy it. Now, I am the only one indeed on Cyclonator for its first run of the day. I love this ride. I always feel you can kind of come and get get your thrill fix. Nearly any time of the year now, it's just January. Although to be fair, a lot of the parks aren't closed until the 4th of January, so pretty much every single month next year you'll be able to get a thrill fix, which we like. And of course, this is probably the biggest thrill ride at the moment at Paultons Park. I think many thought it was a bit of a gamble when it opened. I was really pleased to see it, in honesty, to see them kind of pushing the boundaries. However, I have a feeling next year, in fact, there's no feeling, obviously next year with Draken will overtake as the big thrill ride at the park. And you can see it over there in the background, because you can see it everywhere. It dominates the skyline as we said it would. And it's going to be really interesting as well with a height restriction very similar to this. Similarly, it'll be 1.25 meters. And I believe this is 1.2. How popular Draken is, and you know what the younger people think of it, because I think they thought the youngsters wouldn't like this. However, I'm told, and I've seen the queues for this during school rushes, this is a super popular ride, even with the younger audience. And it's so comfortable. It just sort of gets the height, gets some wonderful views over the park. I have no idea if you can hear me or not, by the way. I appreciate it's windy. But I'm enjoying it. I can see no windows on Storm Chaser at the moment. It has just gone round with some people. There are some other people at the park. But oddly enough, I can look over to Peppa Pig Land, or Peppa Pig World, and see the queue for Peppa Pig. It is absolutely insane. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on the camera there, but God, everyone is queuing to see Peppa Pig. And I'm guessing Baby Evie. And I would imagine they're in their Christmas outfits. But that's Cyclonator done. You know, I think we might go for a little ride on the windmill tower, possibly down to the Caterpillar, and then yeah, on to Ghostly Manor. Now you see, my theory is if the ride's open, you have to ride it. However, I am looking at Buffalo Falls thinking, no, but well, we probably all know I'm going to go over there. But look at the queue for Peppa. Loads of people. Now really, I just want to see if I can see Draken from here. And the answer is yes. Yes, I can. That's it. I'm done. It's amazing just how many rides you can see it from in the park. Now, I know the park is pretty flat, actually, when you look at it. It's not like, you know, hilly or anything like that with loads of dips and things, but still, it has definitely changed the skyline. And can't wait for it. But yeah, we've got a few more rides to do. I am debating, do I do Buffalo Falls? I mean, I've got no one to race, granted. And what other nutter's going to go on it today, though? That's the question. It's going to have to be me. Yeah, I can't lie, it seems like a really stupid idea, but, you know, I've actually already got a wet butt from sitting on there, so I'm guessing it seems silly not to just race myself down here. Now I have to say I do need some new shoes because these are quite slippery. They're quite flat at the bottom, so I haven't been particularly careful. But I wonder as well if you can see Draken from the top of here. Yes, yes you can. I just can't see this being a good idea really, but we're off now. Doesn't this have time? Oh God, Jesus! Yes. Whoa! Right, okay. Well, to be fair, once you're up there, there is really only one way down. Let's face it could have been worse. A few splashes, more of a wet bum, but it could have been worse. Now, it's rude for me to go over to the other side of the park without riding Storm Chaser again first. I won't take you on a ride for it, but I am going to ride Storm Chaser again. Now, you knew we'd end up here. Now, you've seen me do all these rides. The park opened at 10:30 today. It is now 11:03. Let's take that into perspective. 11:03, pretty much done all the ones I want to do over there. I am going to go down the Caterpillar, honestly. I will go down there, but I want to do Ghostly Manor first, have a little walk around, maybe get a drink. Really take your time, which I absolutely love. The heating is definitely on in Ghostly Manor. Let's see what we can do today. little bit out of practice. I don't know why. Okay. I don't know why, I was really slow to start then, which is quite unusual. I'm usually quite quick starting, but really wasn't with it. Now I always think that right. I do usually talk for all this, but I've definitely getting sidetracked by shooting. I always think down the right hand side on this. I don't think it makes too much of a difference. However, some of the targets are repeatable quite quickly. I think this is definitely the scene where you've got to hit the small things. But it's hard to get the small things, if that makes sense. You spend so long trying to get the small thing like I'm trying to do here, with all the ghosts and everything flying around, that actually you never end up getting the small things. And yeah, it doesn't go very well. So in the end, I just end up shooting the ghost. I'll tell you what, I've got cold fingers. There's no doubt about the fact I have cold fingers. Cold fingers are hampering my ability to fire the gun. Now I'm going to throw every excuse I can out, there's no doubt about that, and that is definitely it. Right, and again I always fire at the base. You can fire at the head, but fire at the base, it's not moving, it's a bit easier to hit the target. Oh. Just don't quite have warm enough fingers to do it. Now, I think this is generally everyone's favourite scene.
Please make sure all mobile phones are away. They need to be in pockets or bags. Thank you.
Now, obviously someone's got a mobile phone out. I have the chest mount strapped to me as per rules. So I am not the offender on this one, just so you guys know. Right, there we go, 208. It's certainly not my finest performance, but at the same time, it's not my worst performance either. It was. Well done, team. You will notice there is no Valguard update this week. We can't get over that side of the park. We were really lucky last time in being taken down there. And of course, you've got a look at things before most people got a look at things. However, Lawrence did release a great video last night if you haven't seen it. And the only thing I'm going to say on it, which I think has been mentioned, is the Field Swing looks like it's got on-board audio, which is actually really exciting. We don't really have that many rides with on-board audio. Granted, we've got a few dark rides that have got on-board audio. I can think of a couple at Legoland and things, but in terms of like flat rides, we don't have any with on-board audio. So if Field Swing has on-board audio, that is brilliant. That really, really is brilliant. Now, while we were here, we can see there is construction going on over here in the bird area. That looks like that's being upgraded because that all looks new. I have to say, I thought it looked all right, but there's some upgrades going on it as well, and we'll take you down the end and just show you what's closed off. But of course, it does reopen next weekend. Lost Kingdom may be closed this weekend, however, it is back open next weekend for Christmas, with the exception of Splash Lagoon, which opens again next year, as most log flumes do. But yeah, we'll be able to get some views next week. We'll be able to get, of course, back on Flight of Pterosaur and the Velociraptor, as well as Boulder Dash and Dino Safari and the other attractions in there. So last weekend of November, it is reduced rate. You know, that side of the park is all open. Peppa Pig is in full flow. You can meet and greet, as well as obviously ride things like Storm Chaser, Cyclonator in November is brilliant. And I've had an amazing morning here. And I'm going to do a few more rides, which I won't cover on here. You know, the idea today is I wanted to come out and try the new equipment. And that's what I've done. that's what I've done. Beautiful park, weather's held out nicely today, unlike last weekend. Can't wait for next.